It's time for an action-packed thriller set in South America. And it's not quite what you expect. Let's talk Echo 3 from Apple TV+.
If you're out there and you're listening, we're all so worried about you. You did nothing wrong. We're gonna find a way out of this.
I can't let it die. I'm not gonna let it die.
Hello and welcome to Screen OD, a channel for people who love TV, movies and streaming. My name is Tim, I'm an editor and a journalist who has been writing and talking about the media industry for more than 15 years. Today, the subject of the video is Echo 3, which is the latest drama series from Apple TV+. Now, if you've been following the story of Apple TV+ across 2022, you'll know that I'm a big fan of the stuff they have been making. They've made some great dramas, some great comedies and some great sci-fi in 2022, and Echo 3 joins the ranks of things like Pachinko, Severance, Bad Sisters, The Essex Serpent, We Crashed and many, many more. They have made some great content. So, Echo 3, what's it all about?
My name is Amber Chesborough, and I'm being held against my will in Venezuela.
You want answers?
She's his wife, she's my sister. We're desperate for something.
You better go down there. Take care of your sister.
We don't need money. This is political stuff. Don't worry about it.
Prince and Amber are colleagues. They work together and they're also friends. Now, they don't work in an office. They are special ops operatives. They are people who have been, over the last few years, going in and out of countries, doing secret missions and getting the job done. And they're also about to become brother-in-laws because Prince is marrying Bambi's sister, who is called Amber. And that's where we're introduced to all of these people at a fancy wedding on a big estate where it's all about to come together. However, as we quite quickly learn, things don't go smoothly when you're in special ops. You can be called at any time to go on a big secret mission. And of course, inevitably, that call comes just a few hours after the wedding has taken place, and off go Prince and Bambi on a mission, which Amber, as you might expect, isn't particularly pleased about. But that isn't the big mission that this show is all about.
My brother and my husband are in special forces.
I know how these decisions are made. They want to prove a raid. We have to get her out.
I guess we should cancel dinner.
No, it's the trip of Amber that is the one that will become the central one for this show, because Amber's off to Colombia to do a research trip. But when she gets there, things don't go exactly to plan, unless your plan is to get taken hostage by rebels, which is what happens to Amber. Now, it's not clear at first, and certainly doesn't appear clear, that the rebels know that her brother and her husband are special ops operatives, because if they did, I don't know if they'd want to get involved in this. However, that is the story that will become the central one in this show, as Bambi and Prince go off on their own journey to try to save Amber.
How many lives are you willing to trade for your sister? The CIA wants a war, and you're going to give it to them.
The truth is, democracy is dead in North America. We reject your influence.
Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds quite a lot like a lot of other things. It sounds like a lot of movies. It sounds like quite a lot of action thrillers. Things like Taken come to mind. And yeah, definitely there is a way that this story could go down that route. However, this isn't like those shows or those movies, because this is a thoughtful and really quite clever and well-paced piece of TV. This show is created by Mark Boal for Apple TV+, and if you don't know who he is the Oscar-winning writer behind Zero Dark 30 and The Hurt Locker. So he's got experience of this kind of military-grade drama and thrillers and the kind of action elements that go with them. But what he also has experience of is a much deeper form of storytelling than perhaps you might have seen in TV shows like this before. This is a show that dares to go longer, darker, deeper into areas that perhaps other shows that would be seen as thriller CIA adventures might have done before. This is a show that has a lot of the action adventure. It has the fun and games that you might want in a show like this, but it also explores characters in more depth. It goes into the politics of South America in more depth than perhaps a show like this might do in a different guise. It's one that looks at the characters' relationships with each other on a slightly different level. And that's what makes it stand apart. And I think just like so many of the Apple TV Plus shows that have been made this year, it is this thoughtful writing and care that's been put into putting it together. Visually beautiful, but also on a production level all the way through. This is something that feels classy.
Don't fantasize of a rescue. They can't find this place.
You don't know my family?
This one is actually based on an Israeli series which is called When Heroes Fly, and there's a great tradition of making great American TV shows out of Israeli concepts. One that springs to mind is Homeland, which is of course a different show but does have that kind of CIA element to it, and this is a show that has definitely got the complexities that those early seasons of Homeland have about it. And a show like this needs a very strong cast, and luckily it's got one who deliver. You have Jessica Ann Collins at the heart of the show playing Amber, who is in some tough and ever-changing situations, and she really rises to the challenge in what is a very difficult role at times. You also have Michiel Huisman, who plays Prince, and Luke Evans, who plays Bambi, the brother and the husband who are on the search for Amber to save them. All three of these central performances are like linchpins that hold together what is a very tense, dramatic and exciting show, but one that's not afraid to slow the pace down when it's needed to keep you interested. This is not a traditional action thriller, although it has many of the traditional elements that you would look for in one of these kind of military, CIA, special ops type shows. It's definitely got more depth to it. It's definitely got more thought to it. It looks beautiful on the screen, as do all Apple TV Plus originals, I must admit. But the direction is excellent, the lead performances are fantastic, and the story has enough power and force to it to make it feel exciting, but also it has enough nuance to it to make you keep wondering what could happen next and how will the relationships that you see develop continue to develop. I think if you like this genre of TV, it's definitely something you should try out. Echo 3 is available to watch right now on Apple TV Plus. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, why not hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to Screen OD. We'll see you again for more videos very soon.